We have a triangle ABC whose two angles are 30 degrees, which means the third angle will be 120 degrees. What does that mean? What we have here is an obtuse angled triangle. What do we know about the altitudes of such a triangle? If our triangle is acute angled, or in other words, all the three angles are acute angles or less than 90, then all the altitudes are decent, well-behaved altitudes. All of them will stay inside of the triangle. On the other hand, if you have an obtuse angle triangle, or in other words, if one of the angles is more than 90 degrees, then only one altitude will lie inside of the triangle. Only the altitude which connects the obtuse angle that you see here, only that will lie inside the triangle. What about the other two altitudes? What about the altitude of these two angles A and C, the two acute angles? What about them? Their altitudes will lie outside the triangle. You can check for yourself. What is an altitude? An altitude is a perpendicular line which connects a vertex to the opposite side. So the altitude for this line BC is going to look like this. If we want a perpendicular line which connects this vertex and this side, it is going to lie outside of the triangle. Same for this side. If you want an altitude for this side, you will again see that it also lies outside of the triangle. Now let us construct the altitude for this angle B, and let us name it BM. Then what sort of a triangle is BAM? It is a right angle triangle. You have a 30 here, a 90 here. Then that would mean this angle here is just a 60 degrees, or in other words, the angles of the triangle BAM are 30, 60, 90. What do we know about such a triangle? If the angles are 30, 60, 90, then the ratio of the opposite sides are in the ratio 1 is to root 3 is to 2, or in other words, if the side opposite to 30 degrees is say H, then the side opposite to 60 degrees will be root 3H, and the side opposite to the 90 degrees, or in other words, the hypotenuse will be what? It will be 2H. Now here we have a 30 degrees, then this side let us name as H. Then this side, the one opposite 60 degrees is going to be root 3H, and the hypotenuse, the one opposite of 90 degrees, is going to be 2H. Now we just saw that in an obtuse angled triangle, only the altitude connecting the obtuse angle will lie inside of the triangle. The other two altitudes which connect the other two acute angles will lie outside of the triangle. So there I have extended it. There you have an altitude which connects A to its opposite side BC perpendicularly. Now again, if you consider the triangle BAN, it is again a right angle triangle. It is an altitude, which means here you have a 90 degrees. Now CBN, what you see here is a straight line. That means it makes 180 degrees. Here we already have a 120 degrees. So the angle here should be 60 degrees because it will make a linear pair. So one angle is the 90 degrees, another angle is 60 degrees. Then what will be the third angle here? The third angle here will be 30 degrees. Or in other words, our triangle BAN, its angles are 30, 60, 90. Now, if any triangle has such angles, then the ratio of the opposite sides will be what? 1 is to root 3 is to 2. That means if the side opposite of 30 is say some H, Then the one opposite to 60 will be root 3h, and the one opposite to 90, the largest angle, opposite to it will be the largest side, which is the hypotenuse, which will be 2h. Now look at 90 degrees. Opposite to it, do you have a 2h? So we have got all our ratios lined up. Opposite to 60, your AN, your altitude AN. What is it? Opposite to 60, you have a root 3h. That is what we want. We want AN and its ratio to BM. We have found AN is root 3h. And what is BM? The altitude which connects B to the opposite side AC. What is it? We started with a h. So there, this is the ratio that we were looking for. That is all for today. Assalamu alaikum.